Hi guys, can you see me and can you hear me? Hello, welcome to day 5 of the Monetize Your Business Challenge. How are we going today? All right, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to come and find me, realize that I'm here. Come sit down, get present, and get ready for day 5's exercise. Today, if it's okay with you guys, what I would love to do is get straight into our exercise for today because it's a biggie. And what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm great. Thank you for asking. How are you guys? Today, what we're going to attempt to do is bring together these 3 pieces of when we do exercises or we do clearings or we're talking about what goes on and what stops us from receiving and creating any area of our life. There is often a control element, being willing to get out of control, and all of the fear and projections about what would happen if you got out of control. So we're going to hit that angle. We're going to really look at what we can do to up our receiving, to get out of control, receive more than we have ever been perhaps willing to or able to until now. And the final element of today's exercise is, whilst we're doing both of those things, at the same time, we're going to be playing with our business and the energy of our business and expanding the zone of awareness for us personally, as well as the zone of awareness for our business. And I'm going to explain what that even means shortly, and we'll get into it. Hi, thank you. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get into that, and then on the flip side of that, I'm going to answer any more questions that are coming up, and then I'll go through a few final things so that everyone feels really good and really safe and really wonderful about day 5 of the money challenge. Okay, all right, so since you're all here, and well, there's more of you joining, but I think we've probably got enough people to get started. So today, here we are. Now, would you take a moment to first of all relax? And would you do this? Whether or not you have actualized your ask or what you wanted so far over the 5 days, maybe you just joined today or found out about this yesterday, maybe today's your first exercise, maybe you've been doing it all 5 days, maybe you feel like you're really getting it, maybe you feel like this isn't working for you at all. Whatever that is, would you put that aside just for the next few moments? And would you be willing to go beyond whatever it is that has been the recurring theme in your life, or the place where you would normally stop, the place where you would normally judge, the place where you would normally go into doubt or fear or lack, all of those things that you are normally programmed to. When you come to that energy or that place or that point in your life or in your business, you stop. And yeah, for those of us that have a particular area where we know, for example, doing work online or finding clients or getting started at all or getting to that next level, whatever it is, today we are going to ask everyone and everything and consciousness and knowing and all of the molecules of the universe to contribute to us going beyond that place and that space together with ease. And then, as I've said, absolutely, Shilpa, we are going to be getting out of control. We're going to be really looking at all of those places where we use control to keep our lives small, to keep our businesses small, to keep our money flows limited, because we actually don't want to get out of control and see what would happen, because then we're not in charge, we're not in control, we don't know what will happen, and we don't actually like that. So what we do instead is we exert a lot of control, and that control and that energy stops us, and it stops us from creating And it actually doesn't stop us from creating, it stops us from actualizing our asks. And I know from personal experience how frustrating that is when you feel like you've been asking and trying to get to this place or create something for ages and you just don't know why it's not actualizing. And how often is it that we are the people that are standing in our own way? So, like I've said today, for those of you that have just joined us, today we are doing an exercise together where we are going to be doing 3 things. We're going to be expanding the zone of awareness for our businesses and our lives. And also we're going to be getting out of control, and we're going to be upping our receiving. So that for me are the 3 kind of cornerstones of how and what you would or could do to create more in your life or in your business any day of the week. Today we're going to do all of that together for the very first time. I haven't done it in this way before either myself. So let's see what it creates for us. Let's see what it creates in our lives and in our businesses. So all of our points of view, all of our projections, all of our expectations, all of our separations, judgments, rejections, all decisions and computations and calculations and all of our points of view, whether they are ours or someone else's that we've picked up on along the way. Just for now, just for this moment, just for the purpose of this exercise, would you be willing to destroy all of that, uncreate it, let it go, return it to sender, and allow yourself to be in total communion and communication and receiving of what we're about to do? Okay? All right. So at any moment or any time during this exercise, if you feel a place of resistance, either in your mind, either in your body, or just energetically, we might get to a place where you're like, I don't want to go beyond this because this is too far out. This is too uncomfortable. This is too much out of control. At that moment, I would ask you to just gently look at that place or that space, acknowledge it, send that love, be with it, don't judge yourself for it, and allow that resistance to melt away. Sometimes we just have to be with something for a few moments to acclimatize to it and get used to it, realize that we're still okay, we're still safe, it's not a threat, and then we can keep going. Just like when you go somewhere new or you try something different for the first time, you don't actually know if you like it, you don't know if it's okay, but once you hang out there for a little while, you get used to it, and suddenly it's the new normal. That's what we're going to be doing today, okay? All right. So, first of all, would you be willing to be as out of control and give yourself permission to get as out of control as you ever or never thought you could or would be? So everywhere where control is what you do to create safety, to create predictable, to create small, or to create. Sometimes we think that creating something is better than nothing, and so we put a whole lot of effort as well as a whole lot of control into creating a little, because at least that's predictable and normal for us, and we know what that looks like. We know what we have to do. We know how hard we have to work, so we know what goes in and what we get out of it. But what we're not willing to do is get completely out of control and see how much more exponentialized that result could be, because we don't know what that looks like. We don't know what that feels like. We don't know how that's going to be for us. And we'd rather choose what we know over what we don't know, even if what we don't know is all of the success and all of the money and all of the unlimited potential that you've been asking for. So, would you be willing to, just for today, just for fun, get completely out of control? Okay. Now, when I talk about increasing the zone of awareness for your business, what I'm asking you to do and what I'm speaking to is the fact that you would have heard me over the last few days talk about how we are getting quite clear about where we are putting our energy and what we are putting our energy on to draw it to us and to invite it to us. Getting really clear about the currency and the amount of money and what we would like to create, okay? And making sure that those are congruent choices. Hand in hand with not being willing to be out of control, something else that we do is we choose smaller, or we choose limited, or we choose what we think is just normal and right and what we've always wanted to create. However, what that sometimes does is it creates us having these blinders on. So the zone of awareness for your business is often tied into the zone of awareness that you have for yourself and for your life. And we feel like it's easier to walk around with a smaller zone of awareness rather than a large zone of awareness. Because again, we can't control when we have so much information, so many things, so many elements, so many energetic as well as practical and physical things to deal with in our zone of awareness. So we go, okay, I'll just make my zone of awareness small, and then it's easier for me to manage. And in that same way for your business, well, I don't know if I'm going to deal very well with dealing with 1 million customers and making millions of dollars. So I'll just narrow that right down. And that way I know that my business will be controllable and manageable and predictable. I know that my life will be controllable, manageable, and predictable. And the flip side of that, unfortunately, is you're a humanoid and that's not enough. And then you wonder why you're not able to increase and receive your asks and receive that out of control and out of limitation thing that you've been asking for, whether it's money or success or anything else. Well, it's because internally, energetically, somewhere we decided that we would rather do control so that we have predictable and manageable realities rather than out of control and out of definition realities and results. So to increase your zone of awareness, what I'm going to ask you to do is, just like we've done in previous exercises, we're going to just say hello also to the energy of our business. And we're going to look at how we have created and have been creating our businesses. And we are going to get an awareness of how big that zone of awareness of our business, or that zone of operation, or the zone of functioning, or basically I'm saying how big you have allowed your business to get and function as, and how much energy you have allowed it to spread over and spread around the world. Okay. Now, there is a cognitive point of view that comes in here where, based on where you are in the world, what type of business you have, it may never have occurred to you, and it would not have seemed pertinent at all to focus on increasing the zone of awareness for your business to your whole country or your whole city or the whole world, when your business is in one small place, it's in one neighborhood, or it's in one area or in one city, and that's the only place that you need to focus on, because that's where your clients are, that's where the people come to you from, that's how you make money. Something that I've learned over the years is we function within our realms of what we're aware of, and kind of as big a playground as we give ourselves. Okay. And I come from a pretty small playground. I come from New Zealand, which is a really small country, and we only have 5 million people in the whole country now. When I was growing up, we had like 4 million people. Okay. And so it's really easy to have this small zone of awareness and to feel like, you know, just being successful or just expanding or including all of the energy of the whole country is massive. And having 10,000 people be aware of your business is a lot of people when you come from a smaller zone of awareness. Now, over the years, and because of what I do now, I now travel all over the world, and I have friends and business and work everywhere. And so my zone of awareness has really increased, right? So arguably, you could say my zone of awareness. There are some countries and areas that I still haven't really expanded into, but my awareness is of the whole world. However, what I've been asking for is to increase my zone of awareness for my business and myself to even beyond that. That has been my ask recently. And so for you, what has your zone of awareness been in and for your business so far? Where have you been concentrating your energy, and where have you been limiting your energy? And I'd like you to look at this and get an awareness of this across a few different areas. First of all, where is the location that you have limited the functioning of your business to? Whether it's just in your area, just in your community, just in your city, just in your county, just in your country, just on this planet. Where have you limited the zone of awareness for your financial income and assets to be? Are you stuck at a few $1,000s, a few $100,000, a few $1 million, or multi-millions and billions of dollars? Where is the zone of awareness stuck for you in your business when it comes to the number of people and where these people are? Do you feel like it would be really great if you could just reach 10 people or 100 people or 10,000 people or 1 million people or 1 billion people? Where is the zone of awareness and therefore the zone of functioning and the zone of energetic output, and also therefore the receiving energetically of all of this being? How limited has it been? How much have you inadvertently made your zone of how and where you function from and in your business quite small? And when I say quite small, it might still be massive in this reality. I mean, depending on where you are, whether you're in America or India, you're from big countries with lots of people around you. Europe, there's lots of people around. But what have you believed is possible, and where have you been functioning from? And so what I would like to ask you to do today is 10x your ask. I'm not going to ask you to do any more than that. I mean, it's possible that you could, but I'm not going to push you that far. Hint, hint. But what are the expectations that you have of yourself and of your business, and what has your ask been? So if you have been asking to just start your business and get that first client, get that one client, I think that's wonderful. What I would like your ask to be is to expand it to your first 10 clients. Because when you expand your zone of awareness, what happens is you then work within it. So if you ask for 10, then you will probably actualize 1 or 2. Okay. So then if you have been asking or already working with 10 to 20 clients, would you 10x your ask to 100 clients? If you have and are working with 100 clients, would you 10x that and start asking for 1,000, 100,000, 10 million, whatever the numbers are that are relevant for you? For those of you that have been focusing your energy on a specific area of the world or of the country to receive your clients from, would you now expand your zone of awareness to include at least your whole country? If you already work with clients over your whole country or run a business that is countrywide, will you now expand the zone of awareness for your business to be over multiple countries, over the whole region, over the whole world, so that clients or people can find you either energetically or physically and practically from anywhere in the world? And you might be wondering what the point of that is, but the more people who are aware of, even if it's just energetically your business, the more energy that is being engaged and is being turned over, to speak, to use that term, the energetic turnover is greater. That means there's more movement. That means there's more hits. Okay. I've had clients be referred to me from people on the other side of the world that don't really know me. So that's how it can work. Even if you have a physical brick and mortar business that only operates in your country, by expanding your zone of awareness and doing things like expanding your energetic reach, using social media, using word of mouth, using how you show up in your life and with people, you might be able to let people on the other side of the world know about who you are and what you do. And they might know someone in your very town or city or country who can then become a customer or a client of your business. Would you be willing to be open to that possibility? I've had lots of you ask over the course of the 5 days, and I haven't given you a specific answer until now as to those of you that are asking to increase your client numbers or attract clients or have more people in your classes or buy from you or purchase from you in your business. Well, this is one way to certainly do that. If you have a class coming up, or if you're trying to put bums on seats for an event or in a business or whatever it is, if you have been thinking, well, my business is in Delhi, so I'm going to focus my energy on people in Delhi, then what you're not doing is actually allowing that energy to be as expansive as it could be and inviting everyone that could be interested to your business. If you have a conclusion or a decision that you've come to somewhere about deciding or determining already where your clients are going to come from, you're cutting off so many possibilities and so many more clients from being able to find you. Okay, so take a moment right now and just get an awareness of where your zone of awareness and zone of functioning with your business has been until now, energetically, financially, in terms of clients and customers, in terms of who they are, where they come from, what demographic they are, what age they are, all of those things. And now, would you completely expand that out? Would you 10x that, 100x that, 1,000 times that, whatever it is that would allow that to completely exponentialize and no longer be defined and confined? You don't ever want to be able to define something so specifically that it cuts off the possibility of things happening outside of that definition. So there are some things in your business that you do want to have defined, like what it is that you do, what you stand for, the types of people, like whatever it is that is a definition that helps you create and move in the direction that is congruent for you. But you don't want definitions around all of the other things that make you money, that increase your customer base, that gets the word out around the world about who you are and what you do and how you do it. Okay. So now that you have this increased zone of awareness and operation for your business, everywhere where you're not willing to receive, all of the thoughts, all of the points of view, all of the projections and expectations, and all of the judgments and conclusions, all of the things you've decided about how much you can receive, how much you can't receive, what you want to receive, what you don't want to receive, what's okay, what's not okay, what's safe, what's not safe, what's manageable, what's not manageable, what's going to create too much work, what's going to be too much of a headache, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, what success looks like, what success doesn't look like. Everywhere that all of these points of view have limited your receiving, and everywhere your receiving is something that you actually just don't want to do for whatever reason, and it's something that you've been trying to work around, okay? Be aware of this. How many of us try to work our way around receiving. So we'll do stuff, and when it comes to needing to receive, we'll pretend we're receiving, say we're receiving, receive the smallest possible amount to get away with it, and trick ourselves into thinking that we are receiving. Receiving is everything. It's the good, the bad, the ugly, the success, the lack of success, the whatever it is. But receiving in this instance that I'm talking about is often we have an ask and we are asking for that ask, and yet there's often a place where we're not willing to receive it. Because we have all of these other points of view tied up into what it would then mean if we did receive it. So if you became really successful and you received that success, or you received the amount of money you've been asking for, does that then mean that you have to share that money with others? Does that then mean that people judge you as too successful or too rich or whatever it is? Like really, and I'll give you a practical example about this. When we bought our home that I live in, and it's a really nice property and it's amazing. And one of the things that I was like, oh, damn it. Every time I would think about, I need to get something fixed, or I need someone to come home and do something, I'd be like, they're probably going to charge us more because we live in this really fancy house, and they're going to judge us as being really rich. And so they're going to overcharge us. Okay. So that's an example of not being willing to receive the money and the success you've been asking for, because subconsciously you would have this point of view about what that would then mean and what would then happen. And it's funny how you would limit receiving what you want to receive because of the consequences of that, even though you would still have everything you've been asking for. And who cares if you're judged as that or have that consequence anyway, because it probably just means that you're at a new level of success and freedom. But that's the kind of conditioning that occurs. That's the kind of stuff that we subconsciously don't even recognize is going on. And so look at that. Look at the things that are going on that stops you from receiving. Look at the things that happen that stop you from being willing to be as successful as you could be, or actually receive that success. Because what would that then mean? Would you then be responsible for other people financially? Would you then not be able to receive the money or gifts or benefits or getting things for free, or getting people to help you because then they wouldn't feel sorry for you? Or whatever it is, would you then have to work too hard? Lots of people don't want the success that they say they want because they actually don't want to work as hard as they would then think they have to if they became that successful. Lots of people don't want to manage staff. Lots of people don't want to be responsible for hiring and firing people. Lots of people don't want to be responsible for the logistics and the responsibility that comes with reaching a certain level of, when your business grows to a certain extent, there's a new level of operational whether it's expenses or responsibility that goes with it. Other people don't want that financial responsibility. Other people don't want that physical headache and stress. There's all of these things that go into creating these situations where people say they want something, but really they don't. And this is why I talk so much about congruent choices. This is why I've been asking you to get really congruent about what you would like to receive. But regardless of that, it's still important to completely increase your zone of awareness for your business. Because here's the part that people seem to forget. We always have choice. Even if you got really rich and really successful, if you found out that you actually didn't like that, you could just stop. You could downsize your business. You could sell your company. You could decide to stay at home and not work anymore. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But would you stop limiting your creation and receiving in the meantime for fear of what will happen? Okay, what if? So everywhere where you are receiving, stopping or hindering your receiving for whatever conscious or subconscious reason or justification, would you please destroy it, uncreate it, let it go, return it all to sender? Okay, and anywhere where you have bought this point of view from anyone else, whether it's someone else in your industry, a colleague, a boss, a partner, or a family member, a friend growing up, again, this is where that exercise we did about the points of view that we've bought about money and business and all of those lies, everything that is, and everywhere where you have these points of view that are not even yours, but are somewhere sticking you or creating a point of view about receiving that is stopping your receiving, would you please destroy it, uncreate it, let it go, return it all to sender? Okay. Now, the last component to this, if we've increased our zone of awareness for ourselves and our business, if we are now willing to receive beyond what we had been willing to receive until now, the final piece is, would you now be willing to get completely out of control, out of definition, out of form, structure, significance, out of linearity, and out of concentricity? So out of all of the predetermined, preconceived ideas in your head, in your mind, in your conscious, in your subconscious mind, in your conditioning, in your memories from anywhere and any time that creates the need for control. Would you be willing to get out of control and allow things to happen faster, more efficiently, as if by magic, in any area of your life, especially with your money and especially with your business? If you are working so hard to create your business and you feel like nothing's happening, if you have been trying to make this money thing change for years and it hasn't been changing, would you be willing to actually just get out of control and not look for the reasons and justifications as to why you can't, why it won't work, why it hasn't worked, why it will never work? Will you actually just let go and let God or let the universe show you? Because if you're here, there's so many of you that have really been doing the work with me all week. Now, you may or may not have noticed, but it's been an intense week at times, yeah? Okay. For me, I know I've been aware of this group and aware of the work and aware of the changes every day of the week. And especially with having the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group, it's been amazing to see those messages and that interaction. But we've been connected into this energy for 5 days. Now, there's two sides to this coin. The first part of that is, so anywhere where it has been intense or hard or difficult or brought up stuff or been uncomfortable for your body, guess what? You've made it. You got through it anyway. So it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. And the other side of that coin is, you can do it. You've just done it. We have just done it for 5 days. We have been dedicated to changing our money reality and to outcreating our success in our businesses so far. And so today, the final hurdle is to be like, you know what? I've done this for 5 days without even necessarily maybe realizing what I've been doing. So now that I've done it, now I know I can do it. So I'm going to continue to do it. And I'm going to continue to be resourceful. I'm going to continue to be mindful. I'm going to continue to practice the tools and the techniques that I have learned over this 5 days. I'm going to go out there and seek out even more of the resources that can help me create what I would like to create. One of the points of doing this free challenge every year is to invite more and more people into realizing that there are so many resources and so many ways in which you can be helped, and to create a new reality for yourself and for what you believe and what is possible for you, for your business, and for your money flows. Here we are. And today being day 5, all I would ask of you is, now that you know what's possible, would you, keep going on? Would you continue each day to do the things that are a contribution to you and your life and your business? Do the business whispering exercises, do the money whispering exercise. You could just repeat these exercises every week. Even just one day of the week if you chose one of these exercises. And by the way, on my YouTube channel, the money challenges from every year are there. So you've got about 15 to 20 money exercise videos, and all of them are different. So you've got like a month's worth of money videos just for free available on my YouTube channel. That's one resource. The other resources are so many of the other things that are available to you. Some of the programs I've mentioned that I'm running, other people are running, being mindful and doing some of the things we talked about, like getting really clear about your ask each day, putting your energy into receiving and making that money, doing your MMAs. I wanted to clarify, I had a few questions about money-making activities. Money-making activities is not something new and revolutionary that you need to start doing. Money-making activities, the point of that is each day, all of us have things that we do in our businesses that actually, at the end of the day, bring in the cold hard cash. When we run a business, or whatever it is, run a class or have an idea, there's all these other ways and other places that our energy gets used up, creating the back end, coming up with ideas, doing the admin, dealing with other things in life. Sometimes the part that actually closes the deal or makes the money gets lost, and we think, I've been so busy all week, but I haven't really made much money. It's because our energy's been super divided and we haven't actually put much attention on doing the actual thing each day that would create the money coming in. So whatever it is for you in your business, whether it's calling up a client to book them in for their next appointment, whether it's putting your next offer out on social media, whether it's advertising the fact that you even have a business or a class or a product available, getting it uploaded onto your website and then selling it, getting out there and getting a new job, whatever it is that actually brings your money into your life and into your business, that is your direct money-making activity. Sometimes we forget to do that part because we're so busy doing everything around it, okay? So each day, ask yourself, have I done my money-making activities today? Have I done the things that would allow money to actually directly come into me and my business and contribute to my financial success and my financial growth? Okay, guys, how are we doing? All right, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I feel like between the exercise and the things that I've talked about now, I've covered most of the questions that I've received in the last few days that maybe hadn't been answered until now. What I want to do is give you guys a few moments to ask any questions that you want to in the comments, and I'll respond. What I'm also going to do is I'd like you to see how you go from this exercise, and I want you to have a little, you might be a little bit fried. And so today I realized we were kind of ending with a bang, and I wanted to actually create a safe space for you to be able to process this. There's a couple of things you should know. This group doesn't shut down. Same with the WhatsApp group, we'll keep it open. Of course, you will notice that when we're doing the challenge, sometimes we do it twice a year, so we'll do a second one in the second half of this year. We keep the groups open so you can keep posting, contributing. After the money challenge finishes, what I do is I come in here once a month and I do Ask a Dealer sessions. So I'll put up a post saying, hey, what are your questions for this month's Ask a Dealer? And you can ask me your questions in the comments and I will come on just like this and we do a Facebook Live, okay? So this continues to be a resource and a group for you where you can come in, you can, without judgment and without having to be shy and without feeling like you're going to have to explain yourself, you can talk about creating money and what your ask is and where you're feeling stuck and what contribution you require. And you know, most times, as long as you give me a couple of hours or a couple of days to respond, I will also respond to your messages and posts in this group, okay? So use this group as a resource. It's not going to disappear. Same with the WhatsApp group. Tomorrow, what I've decided to do is I'm going to announce the winner of the Business Upgrade Scholarship tomorrow. And the reason for that is I wanted to give everyone, because there have been new people joining until today, I wanted to give everyone a chance to be aware that I'm giving away that scholarship. I'm going to be using a random number generator, so don't worry, it's going to be fair. As long as you're in this group, you're in with a chance to win the scholarship. What I would love, and you don't have to do this at all, but if you would like to either write a testimonial or do a video testimonial of what's changed for you, how you feel, what your experience has been, I would absolutely love and appreciate that. You can post it into the group, you can post it into the WhatsApp group, or you can send it directly to me via Messenger or email or on WhatsApp, okay? Now, for the scholarship, it's a full scholarship to the 3-month Business Upgrade Program. For those of you that don't know about it, it is a 3-month program to help you get started or get completely revamped, have the foundations of your business made really solid. If you are wondering or struggling with getting your business online and functioning well online, we have a major emphasis on that this year because of the current global situation. We want people to be able to continue to make money in any situation, and online is definitely one of those ways that allows us to do that. And yeah, so it's 3 months of working together, working through modules, live Zoom calls with a group full of people. You get group coaching, you get lots of bonuses. We have a business upgrade manual. It's super fun and it's super effective and it's super, super price happy in terms of I've made it as affordable as I could, and there is a payment plan option. So do check it out. Yeah, I think the pricing is only $575 for the whole 3-month program, or you can do 3-part payments of $199 a month for 3 months. As I said in yesterday's call, the bonus business retreat day, as part of the business upgrade, I created a retreat day to start us off. And on that day, we're going to get together and we're going to do things like get you really clear on what you want to create, what you want your business to be, what you want to change, what's working, what isn't working, or if you haven't started your business yet, what your business idea is and what it's going to be. And then we're going to create all of the foundational stuff together. We're going to literally go through the process of creating all your social media channels together, talking about things like databases, things you need to run a business online, as well as all of the systems and things you need to run your business offline, and basically any facilitation, clearings, whatever you require to give you a kickstart, okay? That was going to be only for the business upgrade program people, but because you have asked, I have made it available for people to choose to just do that day as a standalone, and you can join me for that online business retreat for $99. That is also posted in the group. So I'm going to be able to answer any more questions you have about the programs. If you have an existing business and it's going great, I've got the Build Your Own Empire program. Okay, so I've got these 3 options for business owners, no matter what stage of business and money creation you're in. I will go over that in more detail tomorrow when I announce the winner of the Business Upgrade program. I'll do it at the same time and in the same place here, so it's easy. I'm also going to just answer any final questions that you guys have or address anything that comes up. For those of you that have anything come up after doing today's exercise together, or that have joined recently and are still catching up with the exercises. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, get in your testimonials, get in your comments, get in your videos. I would love to hear that about your experience and what you've received out of this. And I'm so grateful. And just final words, don't stop this energy. For those of you who are right now receiving money, or who haven't yet received your miracle amount or event or money, keep pulling, keep doing these things. Your energy has just shifted, and we've just gotten into that zone of actually getting really congruent with speaking with and about and getting comfortable with money. So sometimes it takes a couple of days for that to acclimatize. Sometimes that miracle event, many times, has occurred for people right after they finished this challenge or in the week following. So watch out for your miracle event. Keep your eyes open for your miracle amount. Let me know how you go. I'll see you tomorrow to talk to you and announce the winner of the Business Upgrade Scholarship. And until then, look after yourselves. I'm so grateful for you. And how does it get better? All right. Take care.